can see Jason there, so let me just finish. How are you? So I'm really happy this morning to be here. I'm Rosaline, as you can see, beautiful, and I'm happy to be here. So I think let's get to it because I have somewhere to be in the next like 1 hour. I have just prepared something small. I'm happy to be a part of this conference. In Kenya, we have a lot of communities, Bitcoin communities, and once we come together, we can create something magical. And I'm so very excited about this idea and what we are doing. It is very unfortunate that I couldn't bring my community here because we had something else planned. But next time, we'll be here. Yeah, so let's get to it. So today, I just wanted us to talk about Bitcoin's role in businesses. Because as a founder of BitBiashara, what we are doing and who we are dealing with is business people. I will say entrepreneurs because entrepreneurs are better explain why we do what we are doing. A business person is someone that will see, that has something and want to make something out of it. But an entrepreneur is someone that is open to improve even whatever he has, to make even more, to change the situation at hand. So we deal with entrepreneurs, we present Bitcoin, we show them how Bitcoin is a tool powerful to power up their businesses. So I will start. So as we all know, Bitcoin is a revolutionary innovation. It decentralizes the financial system. It separates money from the power, enables financial transparency, makes financial freedom attainable for anyone. By the way, can we all see? It's clear. Like I was saying, we all know what Bitcoin is and what it does. But what people don't know yet is how that Bitcoin, that same Bitcoin, it is a tool enough to help take businesses to the next level. By the next level, I mean what? Bitcoin breaks barriers. Yeah, with Bitcoin in your business becomes a global business. With Bitcoin in your business, you have global customers that can pay you in seconds. And at a very little fee.
How are you? Acha niambie tuko graduation, yeah? Ni siku ya sherehe? Ni siku ya nini? Okay, only Jason in this building does not understand Swahili. The rest of you should be answering me. Ni siku ya? Okay, good. So, thank you so much. Can you please appreciate the guy who was standing in for me? Let's appreciate him. My name is Minai Wamuero, and I like to give myself flowers, so let me give myself flowers. I am a mom by choice. I am a procurement officer by training. I am a property manager by practice. I am a content creator by passion. And then I am a Bitcoin MC by Kibera, because yeah, I have energy. And it's by God-given gifts. And I am a Bitcoiner by knowledge. Now you can clap for me. Thank you. The person coming to stage, he is a software engineer with a deep experience in product and protocol development. He's also the creator of Bitsacco platform. Kindly help me welcome you to the stage, Jordan Faruba. I couldn't jump. There's Tandem on that side, and I think there's also an international pizza side. Please appreciate Jordan one more time.
Hey everyone, it's a lovely morning. I see bright faces on the board. Thank you all. Let's talk about
why Saccos need Bitcoin. My name is Jerome Koriko. You've known me in the space as OK Jerome. I am the current chairperson and the chief technology officer of Bitsacco. I have been and I'm still an open source contributor. I also proudly host BitDev Nairobi. So you're all welcome to join that other community. That is how I abbreviate many years of my life and what I do. But growing up, the way I was able to afford school, especially secondary school, tell me if you can relate to this story, right? Someone needs to pay for your fee, but they need to figure out the economics of it. You are this tall and this young, and all you care about is, hey, I want to eat, I want to go to school. For me, the way I was able to afford to go to school was my father and my family accessing savings and credit in Saccos. It's been the single most powerful and enabling banking platform in my life. So I'm very passionate about Saccos, and I'm sure you all can relate to this story up to now. Okay? That story is not different. So let's see how we can change it, make it better. If you can proceed. Saccos are a very key financial sector in Kenya, but not just Kenya, also in Africa as well. If you look at it closely, Saccos from the village to the city, every Kenyan is familiar with this. You say Sacco, they raise their hand, I know what that is. But even if they know, they can associate it with something like a matatu, because that's how they go to work in the morning, matatu Saccos, right? Saccos, in many ways, are preferred over these giant commercial banks. Why? Because as a member of a Sacco, you belong to it, but also you own it, right? Ownership is in the form of shares. You're also entitled to the decision-making process of the Sacco. Hopefully, they do good business, so you're not just banking, borrowing, empowering yourself through it, you can also get dividends at the end of the year. These are the key things in a Sacco, and the fact that they're much closer to community and the incentives are more aligned with the community makes them preferable to commercial banks. In Kenya though, we have a whole other thing that they don't try to call it banks, that's the mobile money system. And these three things make the pillar of this economy. That said, I think they all could be better. Someone might have ideas of how M-Pesa can be better, how commercial banks can be better, but for sure, at the end of this talk, let us see how we can make Saccos better. There's over 14 million Kenyans banking in Saccos today. That is at the end of 2024. But if you look at the actual size of their savings, the borrowing, it's to the tune of 1 trillion Kenya shillings, or $6.8 billion. Think about that, and think about the impact of that in Bitcoin. There's very many of those things. So, close of last year, there's over 13,200 registered Saccos, and close of this year, there's 13,201 more registered Saccos. Welcome, Bitsacco. It's not all rosy. Just a few weeks ago, we saw in the headlines, TV, newspaper, bad things are happening in Saccos, right? The latest crisis actually is tied directly into one body, which is the society. It's a union, really. It's not a Sacco. It's a union that has been underlying all the Saccos. What did they do? All Saccos take your money. They say they're going to invest it. Turns out a big part of that investment was them channeling those funds to Cusco. Cusco is basically the bank, but also the union. Cusco behaved in some very shady ways, and this year we are seeing very large write-offs. What if your Sacco, instead of taking your money in the form of shares and giving it to someone to mismanage, what if your Sacco could transparently tie you into Bitcoin? That's what we're here to talk about. Next slide, please. Right. We've talked about the impact, the familiarity, and the crisis. But what kind of upgrades can we do in Saccos with Bitcoin? Number one is we can build significantly better transparency. And this transparency at all levels. At the level of shareholdings, you became a member of a Sacco, you bought a share, what X, in Bitsacco it's worth 1,000 shillings. But where does that money go? We can build transparency at that level. Your own individual savings. Hey, I want to have some value, I want to save in this Sacco. All right? How does the Sacco keep that? Can you prove to me that when I have 10,000 shillings, can you prove to me at any given time that that 10,000 shillings exists? We can do that with Bitcoin. Okay, what about access to these things? Oh, I'm going to use this tool, this Sacco, this bank, to save for 1 year, right? When that year lapses, how easy is it for me to withdraw my value and then go bash, of course, because it's December, right? Should be a single button, but the experience we see with Saccos today is extremely difficult, extremely convoluted. Nobody knows how to get out of a Sacco. Let's build it better with Bitcoin. Single button click, withdraw your funds. Saccos, of course, are community banks, so there's other ways you can use this new model to improve the Sacco experience. Remember the numbers? That's what we are bridging into Bitcoin. Community first, digital first, access, direct control into the asset. There's a story actually, someone else reflected it to me, in that they've been saving in Saccos for a long time. Their Sacco invests in houses. So they pool money, actually big investors, so you can think in their hundreds of thousands. They pool money, this Sacco grows, and buy land, build the land. And now at some point, the project is stuck in the building of land. They're trying to exit. It's like, oh, I can't walk off with this building, can I? And the Sacco is probably blocking the door for me to walk off. With the Bitcoin-enabled Sacco, you should be able to walk off with the asset. And that asset should be Bitcoin. Thank you. Let's proceed. How are we actually doing this with Bitsacco? Bitsacco being the first of its kind, Sacco, as you know, and I've experienced it, but much better built on Bitcoin. We have these simple things to offer today. We offer membership, same as any other Sacco, so you can buy one share at 1,000 Kenyan shillings. You can imagine that a good portion of that is Bitcoin, and you can audit that. Beyond membership, you go into your own personal savings, right? You have a goal. You want to do something the next month, in the next 6 months, in the next year. You do personal savings at Bitsacco, it's all in Bitcoin. And what does the Sacco do with this Bitcoin of yours in personal savings? Nothing. It's literally just helping you keep it 24-hour access, click, withdraw. I think that's powerful. All right. In the house today, there's there's many circular economists, but one of my favorite ones is Bitcoinchama. Are you in the house today? Next to the level of familiarity of Saccos, thank you, Calvin. I love the work you do. Next to the familiarity of Saccos is Chamas, which is group savings. Bitsacco recognizes this. That's why the primary wallet experience we have within Bitsacco is a Chama, group savings experience. So yes, you are a member. Yes, you have your own personal growth through your personal savings. But how about you scale this to the other members of your community? Your brother, to your sister, to your friends, to your colleagues. Just onboard them, create a simple chama, super transparent. Someone deposits, everyone sees it instantly. Someone withdraws, hey, it's a request, everyone approves, behaves like a WhatsApp group. Approves, withdrawn. Suddenly, you don't have to ask your treasurer at the end of the month, hey, we've been selling this chama for 1 month, but where did the money go? All right. Bitsacco is a credit engine so that finally you can save, build value, but also leverage that value to keep growing yourself. We don't have credit yet, but it's one of the things I'm most excited to bring. And with that, I think we'll have 100x the value of Bitsacco as we know them today on Bitcoin. You can join this mission, this revolution, simply scan there and join Bitsacco.com. Thank you very much.
We're back on track. Kindly appreciate Jordan one more time. Much better. You're so lucky the lights are towards me and I can't see a lot of you clearly. Wanted to call out names. But how many during December were you on a Bitcoin? Okay. How many have paid fare today were Bitcoin? It's only Felix. Sharon, hi. Again, I can see your bubble felt there. What did you use to pay fare with? Oh, please. If you've had tango and you're a tango night, please appreciate tango. She is an alumni of Bitcoin Data and she's the co-founder of Tango Me. Please help me welcome you to the stage, Sabina. Let me tell you, if you don't know about tango, you will be screaming after this. So help me welcome you to the stage again, this beautiful lady, Sabina.
It's afternoon already, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
My name is Sabina, like Ina has introduced me, and I'm one of the co-founders of Tango, which we'll get to in a minute. But for now, let me just take, this thing is so loud. Let me take this opportunity to congratulate all the new graduates from the call. Clap for yourself. So shout out to you guys. This is an incredible achievement. For now, you might just see it as, another certificate, but trust me, your future self is looking at you and they're so proud of you because this is the moment that everything changes. And I always say as young people, this is the best gift we can, give to ourselves, that is Bitcoin and the generations to come. So congratulations to all of you. Clap for yourself once again and let's get into it. So, no, go back. What is Tando? First of all, by show of hands, how many of us have used Tando here? Wow, thank you. But for the sake of those who have not used Tando, have you ever received Bitcoin, or you know of someone who has ever received Bitcoin but they didn't have an easy way to spend it? Anyone? Okay, there's one hand here. I've been in that same situation as well until we built Tango. So I like to describe Tango as a way to simplify life, but it is a mobile app that allows you to easily spend Bitcoin anywhere in Kenya, and M-Pesa is accepted. And I mean everywhere. Like when you are walking in, there's a smoky vendor out here and she accepts M-Pesa and you can go there and spend your Bitcoin. Anywhere you see M-Pesa accepted sign, even in the remote areas of Kenya, in your village, you can spend your Bitcoin there. Clap for that. the best thing about this is the merchant or the recipient who's receiving, who you're paying to, they don't need to know anything about Bitcoin. They don't need Tando on their phone. All they need to be is a registered M-Pesa user. And that is really great. So our mission is very simple, and it's to accelerate Bitcoin adoption as a medium of exchange across Africa. And I know Rosaline talked about, cross-border payments for business people. When you're, let's say you get your goods from China, and when you use traditional methods, it's very expensive, right? But Bitcoin, through the Lightning Network, it's very cheap. And so we want more people to experience this freedom of cheap or zero transaction fees when they're transacting. Next slide. So we are 8 billion people in the world. Next slide. 1.5 billion people in Africa, 5.4 million people in Kenya, 5 million in Nairobi, and we are about 100 people or even 100 plus in this room, right? And we are all going through the same problem, whether you know it or not, and you've ruined my surprise, and that is inflation. And inflation is, the way I describe it, it's a thief that comes at any time of the day, 24/7, and it steals the value of your hard-earned money. So it slowly and silently robs you, as you can see from this. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a graphic showing in 1980, a $20 bill, in our case, let's say that's 1,000 shillings, it will get you a full shopping cart of groceries. And then in 2000, that shopping cart, that same 1,000 shillings, could only get you half of that, the shopping cart of groceries. And then now, presently, 1,000 shillings, when you go to the supermarket, you just buy 2-3 things, and that's it, right? And that's because of inflation. And as Kenyans, tunapenda kusema ati hey, maisha imekuwa ngumu, but in reality, it's just that the value of your money, it's being corroded by inflation, okay? But the best thing is, next slide, Bitcoin fixes this from a store of value perspective. And I know you guys have learned this in class, and if you're a Bitcoiner, then you know Bitcoin is the best asset that, preserves your purchasing power. But, next slide. Yeah, this is what I mean by Bitcoin is the best asset for purchasing preserving your purchasing power. So in 2010, Laszlo bought 2 pizzas with how many Bitcoin? Yes? It was 10,000. He used 10,000 BTC to just buy 2 pizzas. So that was in 2010. Do you know how much 10,000 BTC can get you right now? You'll not even be here. I will not be here if I had 10,000 BTC. If I'm being honest. So, like on a Bitcoin standard, it gets cheaper. And this is because your value is preserved or it even increases. So, but today there was a debate in the Code WhatsApp community. How many of you are there? Yeah, and we saw Kevin from Bitcoinchama, he asked about Bitcoin as a medium of exchange and store of value, which comes first. And he made a very good point that there's no value without exchange. So the reason as to why you're holding Bitcoin or holding any money that you have is because you're going to use it, let's say 2 hours from now, 1 day from now, years from now, but you still need a way to spend it, right? Next slide. And this is where Tando comes in. So you have your Bitcoin now, and that time has come for you to use it. So you want to pay for your transport or your mama boga, etc. That is where we come in. So before Tando, this was the only way you'd be able to spend your Bitcoin anywhere in Kenya. Can you see this? So you'd have to buy Bitcoin or earn it for those who get paid in Bitcoin. And then number 2, you have to go on exchanges and sell that Bitcoin for US dollars. And then after that, you have to swap that USD for Kenyan shillings. And then it does not end there. You have to come now and transfer that Kenyan shillings to your M-Pesa or your bank, and then you finally spend it. So it's like a 5-step process. And the worst thing is, it takes a lot of time. It's very time consuming. It's very frustrating. And let's not talk about the transaction fees that go in this whole process. And how many of us have been through this, just by a show of hands, on exchanges? There you go. So, your story is a Jaban of Welelea. So, next slide. And now this is live after Tando. We are just giving you a way to convert your Bitcoin directly into basic needs without all these shenanigans in here. Please, let's clap. And if you use Tando, then you know I'm not lying, right? Right? It's Bitcoin to your smokies, your transport, whatever. And it's instant, it's very fast, it's private, and 0 transaction fees. So we are saving you time and money. Next slide. So what are some of the benefits of using Tando? Number 1, 0 transaction fees. And I think this is a no-brainer. So you're basically saving on fees. Next slide, so that I want to paint that picture in your head. So can you all see this diagram? So there's Sharon, shout out to Sharon. She came here using an Uber, and her Uber, the cost was 2,000 shillings, and she paid using traditional methods, and her transaction cost was 33 shillings. And then there's Felix, who came in here with the same Uber, and he used Tando to pay that 2,000 shillings, and his transaction fee it's 0. So he basically saved 33 shillings. And how many transactions do we make in a day, like Rosalind asked? A lot, right? Maybe from 10, even 10 plus. So imagine the amount of money you'd be saving if you start using Tando. Let that sink in. Next slide. So benefit 2 is lightning fast transaction. Tando leverages the Lightning network, and since all of you are students of Bitcoin, you know how fast Lightning is. Like even the name Lightning, it's instant. A transaction on Tando, it just takes 15 seconds. That's how fast it is. And shout out to Sheila and Ryan, who just used Tando today. They were so surprised. They're like, oh my God, it's so fast. So that's how fast it is. Number 3, privacy. Like the person MC say, with Tando, once you download Tando, you notice that there are no sign-ups. We do not ask you for your personal information. And this is because we value privacy. And one of the core principles of Bitcoin is privacy, right? So we respect that and we uphold that at Tando. And who doesn't want privacy in this modern age? So those are the 3 benefits of using Tando that you get when you use Tando. Next slide. So how does Tando work? Simple. Step 1, download Tando. Go on the Play Store or App Store. You can scan our banner and tag off the link and download that. That's very easy. Step 2, you gotta have a Lightning-enabled Bitcoin wallet, because with Tando, another thing, we do not hold your funds. So we want you to come with your own money. We want you to be responsible for your own money. We don't want anything to do with that. And that is why we ask you to come with your Lightning-enabled Bitcoin wallet. And here are some of our recommendations. Phoenix, Machampura, Blink, Wallet of Satoshi, and they're all available on the App Store and Google Play Store. So make sure you have that. Number 3. And before I continue, like I said, transactions on Tando, they're very fast. They take 15 seconds. But as I'm explaining this process, it might take longer than that. But have that in the back of your mind that it's just 15 seconds. So step 3 is you open your Tando and choose a payment method. So we have 3 primary payment methods: pay bill, buy goods, send money. And I know all of us here have used M-Pesa. So it's basically the same thing, but this is like an M-Pesa for Bitcoin. Next. Step 4 is you choose, so after choosing the payment method you want, you key in the details. So in this case, we're using send money. So we're gonna put in the recipient's phone number and the amount in Kenyan shillings. Then next, after that, Tando will show you the equivalent amount in Bitcoin, and then you're gonna click on create invoice. Next. After creating your invoice, this is how it's going to look like, and then click on pay invoice. Next. And then now this is where your Lightning wallet comes in. So you're gonna pay. Tando automatically opens your Lightning wallet and it prompts you to pay. So you're just gonna slide, confirm, and all that. Next. Step 8 is, we have this cool feature and it's like one of my faves. Tando shows you the process of your payment, like how your money or how your Bitcoin is being processed from the time it was received to the time it will be dispatched to the recipient. Next. Step 9 is, after processing that payment, Tando is going to provide you with this receipt with all the details of the recipient, how much money you spent in Kenyan shillings and Bitcoin, and you have an option where you can copy that receipt and send it to someone because we know some merchants want that. And that's it, you're done. Next. Yeah, you did it. Welcome to financial freedom. Next slide. So, yeah, Satoshi gave us a very, I don't even know how to describe it. It feels surreal, like Bitcoin, to free ourselves because the current financial system, it's steals from us and people have really normalized that. Or we grow up and we take it as a normal thing. It's not normal and no one should steal your money from you. Like the current system does not respect your human rights. But Bitcoin does that because it does not oppress you, it does not steal from you. It's a tool for you to free yourself from all this oppression and save more money so that you can have more time to just be a human, go out in nature, play with the animals, run in the fields, do all that. And Bitcoin gives us the opportunity to just live life and not just exist, which I believe most people are. So with Tando now and Bitcoin, you get access to freedom money, and you get freedom from fees because, like Rosaline highlighted earlier, transactions on the Lightning Network, they're very cheap. And then you get freedom from inflation because we say Bitcoin is a better store of value, like it preserves your purchasing power better than the fiat. And then you get freedom of speech just because Bitcoin empowers you to be a human and say whatever you want. And then you have freedom of choice because now you can opt out of the traditional system and walk into this new system that values you as a human. And lastly, freedom to privacy. And next, on that, like freedom to privacy, there's a bonus point. So on Tando, by default, the receipt shows that you paid with Bitcoin, and we know Bitcoiners are very private people. Sometimes we don't want to announce that, hey, I paid you in Bitcoin, we want to chukua loki chini ya maji. So on Tando, you can actually swipe right on your receipt screen, and it will show the merchant that you paid with Tando, and it's not going to mention Bitcoin anywhere, again, because we value you as our customer and we value your privacy. Next slide. And that's it. I'm done. So thank you so much. My name is Sabina. If you scan this QR code, it will take you to our website, and I would really appreciate if you've used Tando, please go back on the Google Play Store and Apple Store and leave us a review. Let people know the value that you found in Tando. Also, if you scroll down on our website, you'll see our social media there. You can follow us on any social media you're active on. And if you want to join our WhatsApp community, kindly see me after this. Next slide, my pattern shot. Break free from fiat. Use Bitcoin as a medium of. Please. Use Bitcoin as a medium of. Thank you. Let's free ourselves with Bitcoin. Yay!
In Afribit, we are all about tools, knowledge, that we try as much as possible to serve the underserved communities in Kenya and Africa that is growing. For now, our pioneering project is in Kibera. It's in Kibera, and there is where we're running a circular economy. So I'm reminded I have very few minutes. So before I move on, I would like to share my talking slides. I have 5 slides, 5 talking slides. So I would probably request Glenn, Magad, Lillian, if they're here, and Alphonse to just talk at least for 1 minute while I'm still continuing to talk, so that they can share about their experience with Bitcoin. So what we are focusing on is, like she shared, Kibera is one of the most underserved communities, and it is a perfect spot for trying what Bitcoin can offer, you know, and if at all, Bitcoin can really have an impact in underserved communities in terms of sovereignty, being your own bank, being able to showcase, is it true that we can be our own private banks? So that is what it's all about. And it's something that we've been passionately trying to do in the slums of Kibera, together with other partners. And I really want to appreciate the core, the Bit Servers, for their passion and collaboration, specifically in education. So the project that we've been running there is mainly with the waste management groups. You can call them the garbage collectors, but what we have is like a Kazimtani version, whereby every Saturday, these guys get to earn some sats. In total, we have about 40 merchants or so, and these merchants, it's the youth who decide where do they want to spend their sats on. So we have those who spend their sats on community showers, we have those who spend their sats on food, so we were able to onboard all those merchants. But before I go ahead, Magad, Glenn, Lillian, can you come on stage, and Alphonse, if you are here, so that you guys can talk about the community. But to the graduates today, I had a question. What does April 5th remind you about? There are 2 things in April 5th. I want 2 graduates, please, who can answer for me that question. And each of them will earn 500 worth of sats. Anyone? Yes, please. April 5th, yes. I have one. Satoshi Nakamoto's birthday. He chose April 5th to be his birthday. You should see me after this. Another one? Someone else? Graduates, man. Please come up, you guys. So this one I'll probably then throw it to the core himself. Where's the core himself? Yes, can you tell them about the April 5th, your students, and what happened on the April 5th, and why Satoshi also chose it as his birthday? So hii Sultano itaendea Felix, hizi Sultano zitaendea Felix. What happened on the April 5th? 2 scenarios of April 5th. Yes. In history of Bitcoin. So he's mentioned one, Satoshi Nakamoto's birthday, and the other one?
Bitcoin.
There's Bitcoin Unconference, that is one. The other one I'll probably just share it myself. It is the executive order. That is the day that the executive order, the you know more about it, so you can share about it. So that is the symbolic events that happened on April 5th. But for now, let me have my talking slides share. For a minute, please. We only have like 5 minutes left.
Radio Jenny. Hello, can you hear? So I'm going to do a domingo, but I prefer we do the Jitaboka Africa. Alafu mi pia nimemba Afribit, but yani nilisema hivi, unaona nani hapa uni tea, nataka shirona ni tea unaona. Amefunza lot kuhusu Bitcoin hata. So mimi nilikuwa na shida kusema ndio unaona, but since nijua Bitcoin siku zile anaweza kana pesa za wale tukabili. Alafu pia nilitaka kujua mambo about Bitsacco. Na nilijua tu kwa Afribit kama kuna Bitsacco process Bitcoin ndio yani siku zile nasema hivyo. Siku zile tulieleza uvyo.
As you can see my shirt. Yeah. Okay, I'm so privileged to be here. I was invited by a special person in my life, and that is Ronnie, and I thank God for that. Yeah. About Bitcoin, nimelan vitu big. I don't know how to start. Nimelan through Bitcoin, nimelan Tando, nimelan BitNob. Now, so far, what I learned from Bitcoin is that it's a digital man. It brings freedom and peace in the people who use it. Yeah, thank you so much. If I start talking right now, I cannot finish. Thank you.
So, hi guys. My name is Damiano Nizanitamaga. Yeah. By the shirt I'm wearing, I'm a proud beneficiary, I say, of Afribit movement, Bitcoin movement, the core and everything. And thanks, Ronnie. I'll just start by thanking Ronnie here. I can say I was just an individual who didn't know anything about Bitcoin and the other side of Bitcoin knowledge that we all call it rumors. The comparisons of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, which in short forms I put in cryptocurrency as a scam and Bitcoin as a way of saving money. I put Bitcoin and through Afribit and Rooney's involvement in the community, especially in Kibera, he has done really a huge step in my life. I made a really huge impact in my life too, to evolve in a way of Bitcoin. Thanks, Rooney, and to you.
How are you feeling? Congratulations to your graduates. So from my side, I'm Alfonso. I do run an organization called Bitcoin Africa. So basically, I'm a software developer and of course a Bitcoin educator. So in conjunction with Afribit, Ronnie introduced me to Bitcoin a bit earlier. So one of the Bitcoiners in Kibera is Alfonso BTC, that is one, through him. So from my side, I think it's been a great experience, and I really want to thank Ronnie and Felix Deco, because a couple of my people, I think there are 5, they're going to graduate through this program. So that is something that I really do appreciate. So, yeah, thanks. So something that I wanted to say is that buy the truth and say it not. I think the Bible supports that, right? Buy the truth and say it not. Something that I want to mention is that next week, Thursday and Friday, I will be doing something, Bitcoin info session bootcamp. I think Chanda will come, Afribit will come, the core will come. Any person who feels like coming, come, let's make the world better together, right? Thanks, I really appreciate it.
Those are our talking slides for today, and thank you. You can learn more about Afribit by following us on X. It's at AfribitKibera. You can visit the community, interact. You can come for the sessions that we normally have on Saturdays. You're all invited. In Bitcoin, we say we are all family. Thank you.
Alafu kuna request kadi biseva zinafaa mfikie Kibera. George anaambia kitu moja. Mimi ni boy wa street, lakini tangu nijue Bitcoin, mentality yangu si ya street sana.
I got emotional. So please, una feel thank you. I mean, that was a very good presentation by showing us proof of work, which is really good. So I really appreciate our people one more time. Welcome to the stage, Linda. Graduates, you know you stand and appreciate your tutor. Just stand and appreciate them. So the rest of the people, I feel like you've already met them. So I'm going to bring back to the stage. It's man of a brilliant presentation, Mr. Ronnie Ndawili from Afribit. He was just ready to appreciate him as he comes back to the stage. By the way, just so you know, this panel is coming here to discuss Bitcoin education success stories and how they're transforming communities. Appreciate Mr. Ronnie as he comes back. I would like to know, do we have Bitcoin dadas here? Okay, good. We have the dadas here. And you're graduating again. We like us, you keep learning. Good job, good job. It is, I saw Ronnie and the team from Kibera appreciating and saying how they are grateful to Ronnie for what he's doing for them. And I think it is so powerful when you get a parent in Bitcoin, okay? When you get a Bitcoin lead. So for us from Bitcoin Ghana, we have Marcel, and then we have the core, okay? The core. Okay, Sarah from Afribit. Okay, well, sorry, not that way. Sarah from Afribit, please stand in for Mitch. Now, Mitch at this rate, I shall not be introducing him, and I don't see him. Okay, just tell me now, also Mr. Joshi, kindly welcome again to the stage. Our moderator for this panel, that is Sarah from Afribit. I'm gonna ask you, if you fail in your team, and you're not able to do something, who is going to stand in for you? Because Afribit, I feel like even though Sarah fails, there's someone else to stand in, okay? So appreciate this team from Afribit. Let's maybe be dramatic about this man because we have to be dramatic about him. And if you know you're wearing a black graduation something, you better stand up, okay? He is, and he was down as the 14th most impactful Bitcoiner of 2024. He is the founder of the core and the man behind the idea of Bitcoin Unconference. Please welcome the beautiful brain family. Well, you see, man, did they stand up? Just for this is a legendary class. Not for five. Honor to the people who are behaving. Appreciate your teacher one more time.
Hello? Okay, you can all hear me. I am sorry we are better organized than this, but we will make do. So this is what is called an ambush, but it is well. So I am Sarah from Afribit. Ronnie and our team, we're so privileged to be part of this graduation. And I'm apparently the moderator, so I will begin. So I think as they answer, they'll introduce themselves, but I guess we know everyone. So the first question is, what inspired your Bitcoin education project? And what success stories have you seen and could shape new initiatives? I'll start with Felix.
Okay, I'm Felix, the Bitcoiner. Super excited to be here. Congratulations to the co-host, the graduates. I'm usually used to the classes and all that, but congratulations. So I was inspired to to build Bitcoin education because of the misinformation and the scam projects in the space. I was introduced to Bitcoin through losing money through a scam project, but then there was a very good idea behind sending and receiving money outside the banking system. And I started this 2022, and I actually did a curriculum before we adopted the premium Bitcoin diploma. The curriculum was understanding Bitcoin. Really wanted for people to understand beyond making money or beyond the idea of scams and everything. There's a very beautiful and very good thing, revolution technology about Bitcoin. By then I didn't know about Bitcoin. I actually introduced to the crypto space, a very not very good name to use. I don't like mentioning the shitcoins, so I stick to the other coin. So I built the code to get people to understand about Bitcoin in the way they should, and actually open source the resource that we use for everybody who looks to build this what we're building at the core. And the impact there, because the core is global, we don't, Bitcoin is for everyone. We don't like limits. If you can be present at 8 to 9 p.m. East African time, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, you are welcome to take the course as well. And the success stories, actually about now 14 to 17 projects that have been born out of the core. One, from the first cohort, we have Zamboti from India, a project that started with a graduate from the core, cohort 2, and they actually now grantees of Human Rights Foundation, so that's a success story. And then we have Bitcoin Nairobi by Martin, we have Bitcoin Kaka, we have Bitcoin Haiti from the core, and so many other projects. So seeing that and having to build the core is a very inspiring thing to me, because when I started this, I was looking to see people understand Bitcoin for what it is. I rarely talk about ideas of making money with Bitcoin. I just say Bitcoin is a tool for freedom, and then get people to understand why Bitcoin. So that's how I got to build the core. I'm super excited because the numbers are increasing. We can no longer do graduates for the graduations for the core. Rather, we'll be doing conferences and see getting more people coming. This time we're doing for a whole day. Probably in future we'll be doing 2 days, 3 days, just kind of building Bitcoin communities.
So yeah, first of all I have to say, if you see me blushing, Sarah is my wife. She was ambushed by Linda, because Mitch was supposed to be the one moderating this session, but he hasn't got it here yet. But Linda decided to ambush her, and probably I'll get a few pictures in the evening. Anyway, I was introduced to Bitcoin around 2011, then I never took it serious. This guy had come from Canada, and he was, we ran like a tour company, and this guy was like, hey, Bitcoin is gonna be the next big thing, you know? And we were like, okay, these guys are always talking a lot of things and stuff like that, but long story short, my brother-in-law was given 2 Bitcoins, which he lost, and every day he actually regrets about it. I wasn't interested then, so it really never interested me. But around 2019, my co-founder was supporting some of the projects that I was working on, and it was mainly on tech and technology. So we had started with about 9, then we scaled to 15 students. So what was happening was he would sponsor like these remote courses online, and these were tech courses. Mainly there was Python programming, like smart contracting, DeFi programs, but on one condition. All the students, the first course that they had to do was Bitcoin 101. This was being run on Ivan Tech Academy, and now it's called Morales Academy. And that is why I got plugged in, because one condition that I was given was, as the one who was overseeing the students, I had to audit all the courses. So I ended up getting the rabbit hole of Bitcoin then, and I had a lot of work, even like convincing Sarah and the rest. You will all agree the hardest people to orange peel are like family members. So we started with the students, started widening, but then the skills they were gaining, the skills were so on time, then we ended up having most of these students now getting like other opportunities, like jobs. Some got into the e-citizen platform, others started their own thing and they became full stack developers. And then I was still involved with the community of Kibera, and we were exploring like, okay, how can we plug this, into Kibera? So Sarah she did a Cancer page. She was trying to get something going on Kibera, and there was a lot of backlash. People were like, are you people in Kibera gonna look for food or gonna go for Bitcoin? So for us, that was a good challenge now, like to go into Kibera and show like Bitcoin is for everyone. So we had to dive in now into the field of education, and how we got involved in that was started creating what we call nodes. And this is where now we had point people who we were talking about Bitcoin. Of course, there were those who are like, no, this is for the Illuminatis, this is for the... There's a lot of misinformation that comes with all these kind of situations. But then a few key people plugged in, and that is how we were able, to start some of those education initiatives. But all these initiatives were happening actually around our own premises. So guys would come, like all those guys you saw here, Magak would come at the house, Alphonse would come at the house, we would have one-on-one sessions with them. That is how we got started in Bitcoin education. And people like Lillian would tell me, like, I thought Bitcoin is for the rich only, but we had to break down some perceptions first before we plunged in down into the whole of Bitcoin education. That is how we started with one-on-one.
Hi everyone. Wow, I like my name. So hi. And you're not my name. So my name is Linda. So I run two projects. First, I ran Treasure Academy, and Treasure gave back to Big Savers and explained that. So I came to learn about Treasure Academy back in 2023, where Treasure was looking for academic course via Students for Liberty. So I applied for it like a job. I didn't know what was in for me. So when Treasure had this MOU with Students for Liberty, they made people apply. So when this email was sent to the African Students for Liberty, myself and another guy from Rwanda, known as Sarakana, I think we both passed the interview. Now we didn't know what to expect, but by then I was seriously struggling because I had just graduated and the employment situation in Kenya. So I was prepared to do the Bitcoin for Everybody course at Safe Academy. So I started there, and then I was supposed to run the first cohort of Treasure Academy. Wow, it was such a surreal moment for me. I couldn't even explain the experience. So beforehand, I met myself, and I also enrolled for Bitcoin Unconference, so that I could even get a community and learn how to teach people about Bitcoin. But when I ran the first cohort and the second cohort, alongside taking other courses so that I can be more confident as a teacher, I came across this, inside me, I don't know, like we call it a unique moment where you start asking yourself questions. Why do I do this, and why do I? And from a very good place financially. I realized what even made me take my time and do the second academy, apply for the treasure, it's because there is one thing that I was looking for, freedom. If I'm being honest with everybody, I'm in academia and looking for jobs in Kenya, it is very frustrating if we could tell ourselves the truth. Unless you know somebody who knows somebody. So I took my time and tried to look for a project that would talk to everyone and meet people at a common point. So number one, I realized Bitcoin is a deflationary tool. Why? For me then to enroll back to school, I had to save money so that I could take myself back to school. No one was going to pay for my school fees. And that was when I was using fiat. I saved 40 by Mshwari, and at the end of the day, I found my 40,000. But this is the magic. When I was sent the first money for the first cohort of treasure and retained some money, and then I needed to go abroad to further my studies. I needed money for the visa. Finally, that day I was going for my interview. That's when the Bitcoin value plummeted to 70K. I call it a magic to date because I didn't use my money. Everything that I used at the embassy was like a profit. And I asked myself, wait a minute, how do I extend this to the other people? So I came to embrace Bitcoin as a source of value and learned that I should extend this to everyone else around me. So that's when BitSavers was born. And when I first came up with the idea, I pitched it to Romy. And when I pitched it to Romy, I went and visited the BitCoinChama. And I then started to appreciate how Bitcoin brings this aspect of financial inclusion, which is actually a foundational human right. Because I realized when I talk to those people, they are like, opening a bank account is tricky, especially if you're from Kibera. And it's not only Kibera, we also have Magara. We also have students that took health loans and never got a job to date. Those people, they are already blacklisted. So how do you create a platform for them? Because this is the reality that we live in. So that's when BitSavers came in mind. And actually my North Star was to bring, to restore humanity through Bitcoin. So if we look at our vision, we are equipping people with financial knowledge and tools, enabling them to form informed decisions, and also making them embrace saving with Bitcoin. So that's how my project was formed. And basically, my success story, Felix mentioned Bitcoin Kaka. There's a lot of potential here. Before actually, we found, before Bitcoin Kaka, that is John before, he started with Trezor. I have so many graduates here who have also been part of Trezor. So in as much as we are just starting out, I always encourage them to explore more. Like I am more of introducing you to the world and giving you wings to fly. So go explore what is out there. I think that's my success story. Thank you.
That has been told with a lot of passion. I don't know, did her mic have a lot of feedback? Or was that clear? It was okay? All right, so we'll move on to Felix. Two-part question, but I know she's looking at me like, yeah, so, how can Bitcoin programs be designed to be accessible and engaging, and as well as different learning styles, and what are the challenges that Bitcoin, have you faced in Bitcoin education, and how can you have innovative solutions to overcome them? 2 minutes.
Okay, so I would say Bitcoin for everyone. In the future, to decentralize open source everything. The best way is to actually get whatever you find working for you. Just put it out there for people to see. All of our resources on GitHub. And yeah, so the thing is to just kind of, because it's a new technology, you get to learn, building the core. I'm a big fan of just doing stuff and what works, you go with it. That's how we are moving. There's no much we would like to call how we're doing it. It's just trying stuff, and if it works, you move with it, okay? The challenges, of course, is how to, like, the first challenge is how are we doing, like, how do we tell people about Bitcoin the way they're supposed to? to learn that it's not about just the idea of making money, it's also the idea that business is the better money. And now you know misinformation is out there, mainstream misinformation. So we have to really try as much, because we are, most of the Bitcoin projects are informal projects. We are not asking anyone to do stuff, we just do stuff. And sometimes it can be difficult to tell people that Bitcoin, to change their perspective from the idea of not just Bitcoin is a scam, but the fiat system, getting people to understand Bitcoin for what it is. Going through classes from when you're born, getting to first class, to university, and then you're part of the matrix. You're built to understand things the way the system has built it to be. And now Bitcoin teaches you now to move away from the idea of what the fiat system has built you to understand, and now this is Bitcoin. So the main thing is, the challenges is of course the tools, to get people to understand Bitcoin the best way, because we are on one platform, we are looking to start physical activities, and also now to have people to understand that Bitcoin is Bitcoin. We have to unlearn everything that we learned about economics and understand Bitcoin as this revolutionary tool. So those are the things that maybe I've faced in terms of challenges, and now the education is just open source stuff for everybody to use, and use it locally, depending on how they see fit for their community.
Thank you for that. Ronnie, what are the best ways to teach and bank communities in informal settlements to use Bitcoin securely? First question. And then how can grassroots education empower people in restrictive economies to achieve financial inclusion through Bitcoin?
I think I'll go with, starting from the second one, on the part of financial inclusion. This is an ongoing conversation that we've been having. I think there is need, for the Bitcoin education to be contextualized in the African setting, because, and probably we can get feedback from the graduates, but we were sharing with Felix and Linda how probably that can be made in a way that it is more relevant to our local setting or relatable, so that more people are able to learn it easily, and also be able, to plug into the young people's syllabuses, and also finding creative ways of engaging these communities. Not everyone is able to attend classes. Yes, there are platforms like the ones on WhatsApp, but we find it challenging when it comes to merchants who are slightly older people. They don't have much time for their own education. And I know some guys like PinLab, Ian was here, they're trying to work on the AI models that will make that more relevant to our own local settings, but also make it more interesting so that more people are able to learn it. One thing that we had that was challenging to most people, they find it sometimes it gets very technical, and that is where we are trying to see, can we get metaphors that are relatable, to our own African local context.
All right, thank you. Linda, how can Bitcoin education expand financial literacy, economic empowerment in underserved communities? And what are creative strategies can engage young people and encourage innovation in Bitcoin adoption?
Okay, thank you so much for that. So I think I'll start off with the financial inclusion bit. So when I started interacting with people in Kibra, one thing that we have to appreciate is the financial inclusion that comes with Bitcoin. I think one of the people, or rather one of the beneficiaries of the program has said that it is so, he started saving once he got into the Bitcoin space and he has something for himself. Actually, BitSavers by itself, it is Bitcoin Savers saving with Bitcoin, because ideally I felt that Bitcoin is a deflationary tool. Right now, especially with our government, what we used to pay as school fees before the income, like before this government, is now not the same. If you try saving money so that you can pay your school fees in fiat, you find that you can no longer meet that like demand right now. But if you use Bitcoin, I use it, actually it has worked for me because as I said, I have to pay my school fees at the end of the day. And that is when Bitcoin really came in handy for me. So when I talk about financial inclusion and the underserved communities, I would say when you start with the informal settlements, most of the people don't even have IDs. Okay, they do, but their IDs are flagged. And you find that in as much as they want to present that ID and the KRA pin so that they can open the account is limited. But I feel like I have some sort of human rights kind of fight. Okay, I like advocating for human rights, and I always feel that all of us, we are all the same, no matter the circumstances. So what Bitcoin does is that it brings a common ground for everyone, meeting people at their point of need. In that, if you want to start a business and you're saving up for that business, if you're using Bitcoin, it is not going to sideline you and tell you, wait a minute, you deposited 50 bob today and the next 50 bob you're depositing about it next month, so we can no longer sustain your account. But with Bitcoin, you find that it works for you. It meets you where you are. That is one thing that I find which is quite profound about Bitcoin. And then the second thing about the creative ways. I was invited by Ronnie to teach people, the Treasure Academy students, and this was a very nice experience for me. All along, I used slides when I was doing it in JQuat, in Juja, that environment. When I went there, I had to learn how to deliver the message and meet people where they are. Because if you start telling people, oh, I don't know what is Bitcoin, and you start using very complicated English there, they will not understand you, and they will get bored. And the fact that you're trying to help them, or rather convey this knowledge in a way that you're not communicating to them, not speaking but communicating, you find that they will lose interest. How about we start meeting people where they are? If you're going to a mama moga, just pay by a tando, and then you show her. Actually, yesterday I went and paid for some groceries, and that lady was like, what have you done? I told her, this is Bitcoin, and she was like, I want to learn what Bitcoin is, and I told her, this is money. And she was very interested because I met her point of need. I don't know if I've answered your question, but yeah, that's just it.
It definitely has. We've come to the end of this session, and I'm grateful for the panelists. Every one of them plays a crucial role in what we call the Bitcoin circular economy. Without every one of these stages, we do not have a Bitcoin circular economy. Tando came to fill in that void of, what do I do with my Bitcoin, you know? The core came to educate what is Bitcoin. Every part of this panel has a role to play in this, and we are grateful. Thank you.
I believe like that is just self-explanatory. You've seen the struggles, the fights that we've just gone through to have Bitcoin being displayed to people that are here. If you still don't know the struggles, then they've just reflected it upon. I think we've just seen it. Can we just give them some good round of applause? If those kids can fall down the ground like that, then you see the struggles, the losing of strength, and everything, until they are now able to unveil. Bitcoin is freedom. That is what they've displayed. Let's give them some good round of applause.
They'll be back for one more round. Personally, I was scared. As a mom, I was scared. They just hurting themselves. I was scared for one. But thank you so much, Afribit, for that. I kindly appreciate those kids one more time. I'm so happy to introduce these few people, and I need them to come, all of them, to the stage, and then 3 minutes maximum to each, okay? 3 minutes. They are the newbies in the Bitcoin space. They are graduates from the Bitcoin platforms, education platforms. So kindly help me welcome. At this rate, I'm just going to read their project. There's Bitcoin Unconference, who is behind that. I said Bitcoinchama. Okay, yeah, come to the front, come to the front. I have Bitcoin Kaka. Oh, I've seen this boy. He's written that he said he's going to do it last graduation and he has done it. And then we have Bitcoin Nairobi. Bitsacco. The one controlling the lights, please. I don't know if you're going to survive. Dim them a bit. Just bring them down a bit. Okay, so guys, 3 minutes.
Hello. How are you? My name is Kelvin, the founder of Bitcoinchama. I think most of you have heard about Bitcoinchama. If not physically, you interacted with it somewhere on the social media. Yeah. So this is Kelvin. So first of all, I wanted to thank Felix. Felix. Thank you for organizing this amazing event. This is a great event for Kenyan Bitcoiners, Africa, and the African Bitcoin. The second thing, I wanted to thank the graduates. Welcome to Bitcoin. Karibuni sana. Also, I had a question for the graduates. Most of you, I know, you've interacted with the crypto space, or very many occasions so far, I know. So, how is cryptocurrency? Have you ever traded? How is it? Is it any different from Bitcoin now? You are in Bitcoin. Is it different when you're dealing with crypto than when you're dealing with Bitcoin? Is there any difference? Anyway, so I think once you understand Bitcoin for the new normies, once you understand Bitcoin, you get to learn that there is no second best of course. So this, I know you dealt with cryptocurrency for a long time. Welcome to Bitcoin. So now, what is Bitcoinchama? Bitcoinchama is a rural-based Bitcoin community project that deals with empowering the poorest members in our community through different projects, and then growing the projects, and then enabling or educating the people on how to save with Bitcoin or in Bitcoin. So most of you, I know, you are planning to do something similar, or so I'm mostly, I know this group is okay, so I'm mostly talking to this side. So I know you are planning to start something similar, or anyway, I think most of you have a plan. So, two things. Number one, Bitcoin is money. So, the moment you start doing something to this, you have to know that Bitcoin is money. That's the first and the most important thing. So there is no way you will get Bitcoin for free. There is no way Bitcoin will get in your account without working for it. You have to earn it. And that's the first thing. The second thing, Bitcoin. So I'll come back to that point later. So the second thing is when you grow your project, or when you want to do your project, kindly try as much as possible, first of all, return or give back to your community. That's the only thing I have that is important. As much as you are building Bitcoin, remember to build your community where you come from. Make a change in your community. Don't just educate them about Bitcoin, bring a change. So other than that, Bitcoinchama is on X, Bitcoinchama is on Nostar as Bitcoinchama, and those are the two platforms we only exist on. Thank you guys.
Good afternoon. I'm the co-founder of Bitcoin Kaka. So you can clap for me, guys. It's not easy. Yeah. So we still have space, a gap in between the society. We have the BitBiashara, and we really appreciate them. They are very far right. You can clap for them. So we say that the Kakas who are in the house, in the society, we also need to fill a space for them, and that is what we are doing. I won't take much of your time, but I want to tell you that it is not easy, it is not going to be easy, and it's never going to be easy. So the struggles that you go through, you graduate level, you can find a gap in the society and ensure that you fill it. I don't talk much when I'm doing something professional, and for that, let me just welcome my boss, Aseme something much about the Bitcoin Kaka. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John Ogon, the founder of Bitcoin Kaka. The idea why I came up with Bitcoin Kaka, I first know about Bitcoin when I attended a Bitcoin Dada event, and I was interested. The more I wanted to learn about Bitcoin, they told me that it's for ladies. And after that, I found Felix, I learned about Bitcoin. And after that, I found Linda, I also learned about Bitcoin. From those knowledge, I came up with Bitcoin Kaka. And for now, we are targeting to empower men in Africa through education and financially. And also, we are going to give back to society by helping our communities in inventing project innovations, which we are going to start. And also integrity, where we are going to be honest, because Bitcoin is freedom, and we need honesty for us to have freedom. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Vidal, founder of BitEduhub, and I think I would love to start by asking you guys a question. So specifically this side, where we have the graduates, so what were the core bit savers. So I have a question for you. How many of us, okay, I know we all partake in Bitcoin, and I want to understand how do we buy Bitcoin, or how do you get Bitcoin to your wallet? Someone who can, okay, see your hand, probably you can just stand and shout. Like? Alright. Does that work for you? Does that work for everyone? So, okay, yeah, I see some guys are learning. So clearly there's a gap that is present here because the existing systems of acquiring Bitcoin, most of them are too technical. And this is something that I've discovered as I always preach Bitcoin. So the process of getting Bitcoin directly to your wallet is too technical, and not everyone is always comfortable with this. Not everyone, let's assume your parent, you want to onboard your parent into Bitcoin and get to now make them understand what finance is. No one is ready for that, for that lesson, for that extra lesson, especially after now having to understand Bitcoin. So yeah, that's the challenge we decided to address. So BitEduhub is a platform for anyone in Kenya to convert their fiat, which is M-Pesa, into Bitcoin directly with just 3 simple steps. Yeah, without any KYC, no long technical processes, and you can get to see to experience BitEduhub at bitEduhub.xyz. So if you can literally just take 3 simple steps, so you can even do it now. Go to BitEduhub. So if you want to follow along, I would advise you to do that. I might give out free sats. So bitEduhub.xyz is as simple as you get to the platform, put in the amount you want to spend for sats, put in your so you have to have a Lightning wallet because we would need to send you sats to your LN URL or your Lightning address for this case. So you specify the amount you want to convert to sats, you specify your Lightning address, you input your phone number, and you proceed to complete your payment. And instantly, in real time, you get your sats on your wallet. That's BitEduhub. Anyone who's done that, because it's as simple as within that time you would have completed. Yeah. Anyone who's visited BitEduhub, who's there actually? I see some people. Okay, so I can't really. This was for you, graduates. So anyone who's done that completely, who's received sats on their wallet, who's managed to convert some fiat to sats? All right, thank you. I think we had limited time. We can get to discuss more about BitEduhub later. But that was BitEduhub. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So thank you for the previous panels. I feel like the other panel actually told us a bit about what we are going to discuss. But for the sake of it, we'll just go ahead and talk about why Bitcoin, like why not other cryptocurrencies? What is it that makes it so special? So with me, I have brilliant panelists who will take us through their journey and maybe pitch Bitcoin to you if you're not already sold. So my name is Sharon Rugi. I'm the communications lead at Btrust. Btrust trades developers and also gives grants to open source developers who work on Bitcoin and supports the ecosystem, in Africa and the global south. So with me, I have brilliant minds, and I love to see the ladies. They're looking beautiful. I'm a clap for the ladies. All right. So first, I'll go. Mary, please introduce yourself. Tell us what you do in the space, and maybe anything you think we might need to know about you.
Okay. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to say that the MC actually pronounced my last name. Thank you. So I'm half Nigerian, half Filipino, and the Nigerians can't pronounce my last name, and she did it amazingly. So thank you. High five to Kenya. So my name is Mary Maswin, and I am the global marketing manager at Fedi and the marketing lead at Bitsacco. So, and we heard our founder come up on stage to tell you about Bitsacco. So I've been in the Bitcoin space as a Bitcoin maxi for about 2 or 3.5 years. My math is not good, so whatever. But I first encountered Bitcoin in 2015 as a freelance writer. I had, one of my clients was like, can we pay you in Bitcoin? And luckily for me, my sister is actually the first Bitcoiner in my family, and she was like, tell them yes. So that's how I earned my first set of Bitcoin. That was way before Lightning. So I had to wait for, 6 confirmations before my Bitcoin came in. It's a lot faster now, thank goodness. So that's how my journey in Bitcoin started. I'm not a technical person at all. I can't code to save my life, and anything technical goes over my head. How many people are like that? Nice, okay, I'm not alone. So when I got into the space, I saw that a lot of developers were like put up here, and I felt like lost in the space. And so I wanted to prove to people that even if you're not technical, you can do something for Bitcoin.
Next up is one of the first maxis I came across on Twitter. So when I was exploring the Bitcoin space, I went into the Bitcoin Twitter, and he was very, how do I say this? He was very opinionative. He will tell you whatever you need to hear, but also in a very strong way. Okay, I'm just being nice. Yeah, so Jason, please tell us who you are, your journey, and
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Jason, one of the co-founders of Tondo. My Bitcoin journey started pre-Bitcoin. I had a startup that was accepting credit cards online through PayPal. It was a crowdfunding platform, and I got deplatformed. PayPal kicked me off their system, and so I had to find a plan B. And plan B ended up being going through the long process of talking to banks and getting a merchant account. And over and over again, we had to constantly replace these merchant processing. So I knew very early on, even before I even heard of Bitcoin, that I needed Bitcoin. And then I read a Slashdot article in, I think it was 2013, 14. And I thought, okay, uncensorable money. That sounds great. That sounds exactly what I need. And I tried to get our customers to use it. It was a very manual process. It was a very painful process back then. But now, luckily, it's much easier because there's so much better tooling. There's Lightning, there's all these APIs, Breeze, Blink. You can just build anything you want these days. It's great. BBK, LBK, a lot of great tools out there for all you entrepreneurs and creatives that want to reach out and build something. And yeah, just to build on what Mary was saying, like there's so many opportunities in this space, right? We need designers, we need developers, we need project managers, we need content creators. Anything that you love doing, you can apply Bitcoin to it, and you can provide value back into the Bitcoin community. Because unlike these other tokens that can just mint imaginary money out of nothing and then go sponsor hackathons, Bitcoin doesn't have that. There's no central organization that's coordinating all this. It's all of us coordinating all of this. And so you can contribute to the community and provide value, and luckily, Bitcoiners will give you so much love back. Like, everyone's given us Tondo so much love and appreciated what we're building, and everyone will do the same for you. So go out there and build.
next up, you've had him talk, but he's also a brilliant developer. So Fidel, please tell us more.
Hi everyone, my name is Fidel. As Sharon has said, you've heard me talk a lot here on stage, so I don't want to steal the show. But yeah, primarily I'm a developer, and unfortunately I'm a founder of Bitika now. And I think it's my ability or personality to be able to identify the challenges that are present or the community is facing and getting to act on that. I think that's one thing that has led me to be here today as a founder of Bitika. And I think it's a very crucial challenge that really needed to be addressed in order to improve Bitcoin adoption. So yeah, basically that's me. Bitcoin has impacted me in various ways, financial ways and non-financial ways. It's in
in some way it's also changed my morals and my values because of the awesome space, awesome Bitcoin community we have. So yeah, Bitcoin has really changed my life. Yeah. That's it.
You're supposed to introduce yourself and then say what else? Yeah, we're working on Tando, and I think we've talked about it a lot, but we give you the freedom to spend your Bitcoin anywhere in Kenya right now, so you have no excuse to live on a fiat standard anymore. You're Bitcoiners now because you've done this course, you're graduating on this side, and on this side, I'm assuming all of you are Bitcoiners. And we are always preaching about financial sovereignty. So what's the purpose of that if you are still relying on traditional payment methods to, make your payments day to day, and you have a solution now, Tando. So everyone who has come here, they've talked about freedom and how Bitcoin just, gives you this freedom, and that's what we are doing at Tando. And personally for me, I look at Bitcoin as a tool that helps me gives me the freedom to live life and not just exist. And I want you to ask yourself a question today, like, am I truly living life or am I just existing? Because the fiat system, it makes us just exist because it glues you to these, it's called a treadmill. Because of inflation, your money is losing value. So you constantly have to keep running and chase that money. So in that process, you waste time, or you don't have time to spend with your family. You don't have time to practice your talents, learn new skills, like do the things that make you happy. You don't have time to, or even the finances because of inflation, to like travel and experience this world that we were put in to just be humans. And fiat steals that from us, like the real human experience that we are supposed to have. There's so many mountains to be hiked, so many lakes to be swimmed at, like there's so many people out here in the world that you're supposed to meet. But because of the broken money system, you cannot do that. But finally, Bitcoin presents us an opportunity to go out there and live life and be a human. Like, I'm so passionate about this, I'm sorry. And I hope, like, when you walk out here today, you go and sit down and ask yourself, am I living life or am I existing? Am I just existing? And Bitcoin is the tool that gives you the freedom to live life, to go out there and just be. And I hope, you become a Bitcoin advocate. I hope you use Bitcoin and just be a great Bitcoin disciple or student or whatever. Thank you.
Wow. Sabina, you guys just spoke so passionately, and you can feel it. It's like they're about to come here and like, Holy Ghost fire! Anyway. I think once you understand what Bitcoin is and what it does for you, then you get that passion. So I'll pose this question to Mary. So Bitcoin has been, people have said that Bitcoin is a tool for the African ecosystem. So why do you believe that Bitcoin is relevant and valuable for us in this continent?
That's a really good question, and the best way for me to answer is through my personal experience. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm half Nigerian and my family lives in Nigeria. Kenya is very lucky because they have Tando, but in Nigeria, we're coming up, right? But making payments is extremely difficult, especially when you want to make payments abroad. So when I got into Bitcoin or had my first Bitcoin, my sister, the reason why she got into Bitcoin was because she was trying to solve a payment problem that my father had. My father is in the IT space, and he had to pay for domain names, and you don't have African providers for that, as at that time, that was 2015. And so in order to make payment, you had to pay an American company to renew the domain. Unfortunately, none of the cards worked. There's no PayPal in Nigeria. At least you guys have, we don't. There's no PayPal in Nigeria. There's no Stripe. So he was trying to find ways to make payments. Because you have clients, you have to make the clients happy. So my sister found Bitcoin, and at that time there was like a provider that allowed you to pay Bitcoin with a card. And that's how my father was able to make payments, and our clients were happy. We had food on the table, which is awesome. So that's just, and another example is the Central Bank of Nigeria issued this regulation where a Nigerian can only spend $20 using their card for international transactions. Which, for a month, by the way, not a day, a month. And we, in Nigeria, we are known to be very entrepreneurial, and we import everything, even up to like toothpicks. So making only $20 payments was like really low, and that caused a serious hurdle. Even me, I travel for work a lot, and when I get on the airplane, that's when my fear starts. Because I'm like, what if something happens? What if I get hungry? What if my plane got delayed? What if I need to get into a hotel? There's no way for me to pay. I literally was moving around without a card, you know, just vibes in inshallah. But because of Bitcoin, now payments become a lot easier. I don't have to be afraid of going out there. Like, Tando has given me so much freedom in Kenya. By the way, I think only women can understand this, because like when you don't have money and you have to move around, it's scary. And a lot of us women understand that. So it's like I did not have freedom, economic freedom with my Nigerian bank card, but Tando has made it possible for me to do a lot of things. And that's the beauty about Bitcoin. Secondly, like I said, I'm half Filipino, so I have family in the Philippines. Sending money to the Philippines was extremely difficult, even as a young child. I saw my mom, what she did, how she sent money home, was she would put money into an envelope, then she'll take the money, like $10, she'll take, you know those pictures that you print, right, from the photo studio. She'll put one picture, money, sandwich it with another picture, wrap it with carbon paper. Carbon paper is that black paper that you put on top of your receipts that you can write and it copies. So she'll wrap it with carbon paper, put it in an envelope, tape the envelope, yeah, and then post it in the post box, and wait for probably 3 months before it arrives in the Philippines. If you do a Google search, Philippines is very far away. And by the time it arrives in the Philippines, there was an issue back then where the people in the post office would open letters, because Filipinos always send money. So they'll pick the money from there. Luckily for my mom, nobody picked the money from the envelope, but just to tell you how difficult it was. The first time I sent money to the Philippines and it went like that, I almost cried. Because I realized how difficult, I've seen how difficult it has been, but Bitcoin has made it possible for me to directly connect with my family in the Philippines. And we're all the way from Africa, which is already hard. So Bitcoin is such a powerful tool, and I really encourage people to start building on Bitcoin, because it's literally life-changing for a lot of people. And I hope my stories were able to prove that point to you guys as well.
Thank you so much.
So, just to add on to the question that Shara issued, I think this issue is heavily present in Africa precisely because we are not very well off, like financially included. I mean, okay, I'm not sure about the statistics, but most of us in Africa are not really banked. And I mean, so this means that there's no place for me to like put or store my money. There's no like a secure way for me to like store the money that I earn. Let's say probably I run a business somewhere in Kibera or Madare, and I receive fiat. So the fact that I'm not banked, I don't have a place where I can store my money safely. So I think most of the time, what has been happening is that they have a physical vault of fiat where they store their money. I think most of us relate to when our parents used to store their money under the mattress or somewhere in the drawer, and we used to steal that money. And so that shows you just how insecure that system is, and that is the problem we're dealing with in Africa. And so Bitcoin enables you as a parent, as a business owner who is not banked, who is unbanked, to like securely store your money and in a place where you and only you can access and authorize transactions. Because with your physical vault, let's say you live somewhere in Samburu or somewhere, let's say a place where flood is a real issue. Like it's easy for you to like lose your money plus your house, and that shows you how that system is not safe. So Bitcoin provides a solution for you to securely store your money and makes it easier for you to like make transactions. How many of us have tried to like even open an account via the bank? We're happy to lend a bank, and we've witnessed the process that is involved for you to actually get banked. Like it's so heavy and it's so secluded. And so with Bitcoin is open for everyone. You're free to experience Bitcoin without anyone's permission. You can spend your money whenever you want. Yeah.
Whatever Fidel and maybe said reminded me of a conversation I had with a friend, and they said Africa is not colonized, or so we say, but the way our money works, we are still being controlled by someone, and it's about time we take back our power. I think I'll take this next question to Jason. You have been in the space for quite a while. So how do you think Bitcoin is going to evolve in the next 5 to 10 years? What are some of the trends that maybe you anticipate?
Let's see, in the future, like Bitcoin builds on layers. So for the first, let's call it 12 years or so, it was all about the base layer. And the base layer focused on security and decentralization first and foremost, because without that, you've got nothing. If it's not decentralized, some angry people that don't want to see their power get taken away are going to come take away that network, right? So it has to be decentralized. Second, it has to be secure. No one's going to put value in something that is not secure, right? So those are the two primary, on the stool, the three legs of the stool. You've got decentralization, security, and speed. Bitcoin, on purpose, sacrificed speed for the sake of the other two. You can only pick two of those three, right? And so the base layer is absolutely secure and absolutely decentralized. And so once you have that foundation, you can start building layers on top. So you can make up for the lack of speed on layer 2, which is what we see with Lightning Network, which is like instant, right? And I don't know anyone that needs transactions faster than instant, because what's faster than instant, right? So great, now we've solved for speed. The next thing I think we'll start seeing is more development around privacy, where you see things like Fedimint, things like Cashew, which is eCash, where you've got basically mini banks that are all pegged to the Bitcoin protocol. So you can't devalue or you can't steal from other people. You're putting trust in this mint, which issues these tokens, which gives you tons of privacy within this network. and you don't have to go broadcast your transaction to the public ledger on Bitcoin. So yeah, I think that's the future of eCash, and Lightning will be used as the network layer across the whole world to transfer value.
Okay, interesting thoughts. Thanks. So one of the things that you need to know about the Bitcoin ecosystem, it's a growing space, and there will always be development. So I think even if you're graduating today, stay on the know, go on Twitter, read articles. Mary mentioned that you can literally be paid to read. So yeah, it's an evolving space. If you can, also go to events where they talk about such things, and just stay on your tippy toes. The next one.
I'll say one more thing, that is, the future of Bitcoin is whatever you create. So go create it. It's permissionless, so go build it.
Yeah, and on that note, we do have a builder. Hi, Fidel. I'm looking at me like I'm going to find issue. So yeah, Bitcoin, you are building, yeah? And as a developer who is building tools or have seen some of the tools that have been developed, what are some of the unique technical and considerations, especially within the African context, that you think one should put into consideration while building, such applications?
Yeah. So I think specifically in Africa's context, we undergo several challenges, especially in technology, one of them being adoption of technology. And I think what hinders adoption is how technical the technology is. The technicalities that come with the innovations, come with the projects, I think that's something that has hindered adoption of Bitcoin in this case. So I think you asked about some of the Bitcoin projects that I've seen that are working, and I would love to highlight Tando. Everyone here loves Tando, loves using Tando, and immediately you transact with Tando, you're mesmerized by the simplicity and the beauty of it. And I think the simplicity of the product is what is what wins the people, is what enables us to improve the adoption of Bitcoin. And so I think this involves much of meeting the user's needs, understanding what your user wants, getting to interact with your user, and not letting your potential user come to meet you at your product. You're the one, as a developer or as a builder, who's supposed to get to the ground, understand the needs of the user, and build a personalized tool that will be able to solve the needs immediately. Yeah.
Okay. I think one of the things that were mentioned is we should build for our challenges. So I pass on this challenge to you. If you're a developer, if you're a technical person, heck, if you're a creative, may you say thank you. Yeah, please use your skills to build for us, build solutions for our problems. Next, I will go to Sabina. Hi. So you have worked in different capacities within the Bitcoin space. In your experience, what are some of the challenges that hinder adoption, and maybe how can they be addressed? I know you've already addressed one with whatever you're building, but tell us more.
What hinders adoption? So first of all, it's education. Like Philip highlighted earlier, there's a lot of misinformation out there. I remember when I was first introduced to Bitcoin back in 2018, it was through a scam. That was my first interaction with Bitcoin. People were scammed in the name of Bitcoin. And this is because these scammers, they were taking advantage of us, normal users who didn't have knowledge and information about Bitcoin. So unfortunately, that's how many people first interacted with Bitcoin, including my mom, my aunties. Every time I would mention Bitcoin, it's like, you're a scammer, you want to steal money from us. And I feel like that is still happening. So one of the biggest hindrances is education, and that is why I really appreciate what the call does. Shout out to Felix, what Linda is doing, Bitcoin Kaka, Bitcoin Dada, BitBiashara, like all these education initiatives, because I feel like that is the first step into getting people into the Bitcoin space. The other one, like Fidel was highlighting, is build for the people. Make your apps, these Bitcoin apps, make them simple, make them like intuitive to a point where even your grandma or your nephew who's like 4 years old, they can use it, because that's another hindrance. People think Bitcoin is complicated, it's just for the smart people or the rich people. But if we introduce these simple tools to them, if we integrate, maybe like the Tando we integrated with an old system that most people are still familiar with, that helps people to see Bitcoin not as so alien, and it becomes so easy for them to understand. So it's education and meeting people where they're at, build for the people, go to the ground, ask them what do you want, and let's all be disciples. I don't have a better word, but let's be disciples of Bitcoin. Now that you have this Bitcoin knowledge, to the new graduates, go and spread it to the next person you're sitting with. Even when you're riding in a matatu, like spark that conversation. Whether, if you love tipping, like this is how Tando came about. We love tipping people like Uber drivers, waitresses. We just started a conversation and we started like tipping them in Bitcoin instead of Kenyan shillings. And you'd be surprised, people that are open to wanting Bitcoin, they want to know more. Because the system, the current system is failing and people are looking for alternatives. Even subconsciously, they want plan B. They don't even know it yet. So when you introduce this Bitcoin to them, like it's a lifesaver. So be a disciple, go out there, spread the word. And just to one final point, Sharon was saying, you need to ujitume in this space basically. I was talking to a few graduates outside earlier. Now Felix has given you the foundation, you have laid the foundation. Now it's up to you to go out there and look for opportunity or look for gaps that you can fill in. He's not gonna come and do that for you. So we have to be very intentional with Bitcoin. Like, I don't know, it starts with you, it starts within you. Look for those opportunities. Go on Twitter. The good thing about Bitcoiners is they're like really nice and down to earth, and they're willing to help you in any way they can. If you have an idea, share it with them. If you feel like someone can help you with it, share. So be intentional, be a disciple, and go in for them, spread the gospel of Bitcoin. Yeah.
We're going to start with graduates from BitSaver. BitSaver, get ready. First, the moderator is Sam. You're Sam. Sam Blazier. This is Sam, please. Sorry. Blazier, please appreciate my courtesy. This is so bad. Karibu. First graduate. Now this side. The claps, I want them louder on this side, okay? First graduate, we have Juliana Akinyi. Juliana, please appreciate her. And I love what the trainers and the founders do. They always ensure it's gender balanced. So if I don't see women in your panel, Felix, we shall be fighting. Hi, congratulations, Karibu, you can sit down. This one will just start you can sit down, yeah. The next person we have Beatrice, and because your second name is beautiful, I shall not butcher it. So Beatrice, appreciate how she comes. Guys, if you know you're coming to the front, you should be coming down. You should just be coming down. If you know you're coming to this battle, just start walking. Pascal Wambua. Pascal, you're here smiling at me. That's not what we get it to. And then we have Brian Onsongo. Appreciate appreciate him. Actually, you guys did you know you were coming to sit here? Did you know you were coming to sit here? Did you know? Were you prepped? Oh, you're prepped. Okay, exchange for balance. That's what he's trying to do. Welcome, congratulations one more time. You don't have this? You've left yours. You don't have this? You have it. Could you just grab it? Yes, yes.
This is the Why Bitcoin panel, and I'll be the moderator of the day. I want to really address to you, even the congregation that is on my left, is I think I'm facing this side, that these graduates are really fit to go outside there and advocate for Bitcoin. So, how old have you been? You're good? So I'll first of all start by asking this question: why Bitcoin?
I'll start. I grew my enthusiasm to get to know more about Bitcoin in December after attending the African Bitcoin Conference. So I decided this is a chance for me. I attend such a conference free of charge, courtesy of the Students for Liberty Africa. Let me use this chance to get to learn more, see if I can sell, I can benefit from Bitcoin, because I first heard of it when I was in my second year around 2021, but I didn't take it seriously. And after I noticed, after the conference, I went back the statistics to check the value of Bitcoin in 2021, and the current value, it had greatly increased a little bit. I don't want to miss this chance again, because in 4 years, if I get into it right now, I'll benefit more. So that's how I got into Bitcoin.
Wonderful. My pass the microphone to the next speaker.
When we were growing up, most of my peers had wallets. Left me because I didn't see it wise to spend like 100 shillings to just buy a wallet, and it would be struggling to get enough money to store in that wallet. So eventually I invented my own wallets. So in my house, you see, when we have fluctuations up there, we store coins there. So we get 20 bob, we store them. We get 10 shillings, we store them there until one day now I found that my coins are increasing, and I don't know where the extra coins are coming from. And then eventually one day I found that all my coins are not there all. So it was discovered that my brother was also using that same bank with me. So we decided the day he was withdrawing, we withdrew all the money. So it has been a journey, and eventually I got my first wallet after Form 4. Even though I was not used to storing money in wallets, I used to store my ID, so most of the times I didn't carry it. So again, after graduation, I started working on freelancing, just like many comrades, and used to be paid using dollars. So when the other day our president of Kenya was saying that those people who are storing their wealth in dollars, you better start releasing them, because soon the dollar is going to depreciate. So mimi nikaona tu kama kawaida na jaba, but starting early last year, we have seen what has been happening with our dollars. So as our currency is doing well against the dollar, people who had stored their wealth in dollars like me started counting losses. So eventually now, that brought me now to where we are now. Came to know this through Linda.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm back to the next person. I'll ask you a different question because of time. What has been the most valuable lesson you've learned during your time at BitEduhub?
Thank you. My name is BitBiashara. So my most valuable moment or lesson at BitSavers would be the fact that I got to understand that Bitcoin is not just a digital money. It's something that reduces the inequalities when it comes to finances. It brings about financial freedom. It also helps people get to save even better, and also makes people to understand their money, or rather their finances, in a very transparent way. So that has been my point.
Thank you so much. To Pascal, on the same question, in 15 seconds, in 3 words.
Guys, Brian and Sambo have been in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency for around 4 years now. And it really has a lot of freedom and transaction space by it's global and it's good industry to figure out its space. Thank you so much.
Pascal, to you still, thank you so much for your answer. Then allow me to ask you this as you bring the mic over this side. How was your understanding of Bitcoin and financial literacy evolved through the program? How was it evolved?
I was in the cryptocurrency space. I did a lot of meetings, and I started out just exploring this stuff with Bitcoin. And the Bitsacco have, that's why I got my interest and started my learning out and till today.
Would you mind answering the same question, Beatrice?
Sure. So my understanding of Bitcoin has evolved in this perspective. I'll just give 2 instances before I joined BitSavers. My understanding of Bitcoin is the fact that at some point Linda needed help, or I needed something to come through for her financially, and Bitcoin came through for her. But as time went, we were able to understand that Bitcoin is literally a safe and a very transparent way for me to have to see.
Nice, thank you so much. Juliana, I have a question for you. How do you see Bitcoin shaping the future of finance in Kenya and beyond?
I think as more and more Bitcoin and more Bitcoin is being reached out there, more of us are going to adopt it either in entrepreneurship, as in from our first people of the day, and it's going to shield us against inflation. For example, the devaluation of the dollar and the inflation. So I think it's going to be more adopted, and with the seamless transactions across the world, the decentralization, how it's easy for you to send money without any regulation body, for example, the banks. I've seen examples of people around the world trying to receive money abroad they can't because the bank is limiting the amount of money they can receive. So in short, it's more adoption because of its seamless transaction.
Now, I want either one of you to answer this. What are challenges that you did face while learning about Bitcoin, and how are you able to overcome them? One of you, please.
Some of the challenges I faced is that in my mind...
Just say 2 challenges.
In my mind, what I had, when I hear about Bitcoin, I thought of wash, crime, I thought of cyber security. Because I didn't have the information. And as we have done during our lessons, I've come to discover that just like another currency, when we are starting in M-Pesa, we had the scammers there. When we deal with the paper money, we also have the scammers there. So in the Bitcoin space, we have to be well equipped with information to avoid scamming and also such sort of dishonesty.
Thank you so much. Now to you. Now that being that you've done freelancing before, how do you plan to apply your Bitcoin knowledge in your everyday financial decisions? In one sentence.
saving is not just saving. Savings is about keeping your savings in a secure place, which is not affected by inflation or another sort of mess.
Thank you so much. And now the last question, and allow me to ask you this. Beatrice, what's next for your, after graduation? How do you plan to continue your learning journey?
So what's next for me is I work with an organization that works with the young people. So we do advocate for the Sustainable Development Goals, and considering the fact that there is goal number 8, which is decent work and economic growth. So I really want to integrate this with the other young people outside there, so that it does not, it doesn't stop with me just getting to understand Bitcoin. Because when we talk about economic growth, then there is the aspect of financial literacy over there. So how about to also bring these young people on board, and instead of just training them about how to get a free jobs, how to, I don't know, get work or not get work, we can just train them on Bitcoin and how they can understand Bitcoin just like me. Thank you.
Nice. We've been able to interact with some few individuals here, and you people are going outside there, you're going to experience new business ideas, new things. I believe you're going to put this. Sabina has said, I don't know if it's Sabina or someone else, but she has said that even if you're selling bananas, whatever, any idea that you have, you can be paid or paid through Bitcoin. I hope you're able to apply this and even also advocate for Bitcoin in the future. That has been our time, the Bit Savers, BitEduhub. Please give them some good round of applause. Thank you so much. You're wonderful.
So these are students from the core. If you know you're in this panel, just start working that way. Start working that way, okay? We have their moderator, Kevin from BitChama, Bitcoinchama. Where is Kevin? Which is, oh, there's no way. Appreciate Kevin as he comes down. Kevin, kindly follow what the previous moderator has done. Make sure you do exactly the same way, 10 minutes max. The next person from the core, and you have to appreciate these people, this is Michelle. Michelle, oh, this is perfect. Hi Michelle. Oh, that's one. Okay, yes, please. And then we have Ezra from the core. That's why you are active. This is the most active student. Felix, this is the person you are awarding stats to. Yeah, he's been the most active audience. Congratulations. Congratulations, Michelle. Last, we have Viola. Hi. She calls herself the selfish woman. I really want to know yes. Hi. This is going to be fun. This one. Watch out in this space. Then last but not least, we have Fidel. Fidel. Oh, hi Fidel. How are you? Congratulations. Again, do not feel shy, don't feel intimidated. You do you, okay?
Hello. Good evening, Andrew. So, Kelvin Omari from Bitcoinchama, and I'll be moderating this panel. So, I have a few questions. So, yeah. So, question number one. So, how did you come to learn about Bitsacco?
First, I'm Fidel. So I come to learn about Bitsacco kind of January through Felix. He came to our school at Spinata University, and then he told us about the core. He told us about the program he was to start on February. There was this program of learning. Then I decided to register, and then I came to learn to the core.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'm Shinwan about the call from Treasure Academy. I actually did Treasure Academy facilitated by Linda, and Felix was one of the speakers. So just after the program, I got interested in learning more about the core. Then during the Africa Bitcoin Conference, I actually got to know more about the core, meet the team, and there is where I decided that I'll join in the next cohort. So I'm excited that I did join.
Okay, hello everyone. My name is Ezra. I came to learn about the core from Twitter, now X. He had super engaging spaces. He was like super active. So yeah, I'd like to encourage you all, to encourage those who haven't heard about Bitcoin and everything, to follow the core, because that's where the real knowledge is. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Viola. A very passionate Bitcoiner. I came to learn about Bitcoin, about the core, because I was looking for a school where my brother could do, because I got to know about Bitcoin through Bitcoin Data, and I knew I could study from there, but I also knew I needed to get my brother. He's graduating also today, so I asked from Adele from Bitcoin Data, and she got me connected me with Felix, and I got her.
Okay, that's great, that's great. So, since you met with Felix and the core, I think from perspective of money, Bitcoin has really changed a lot. So, can you tell us what your perspective of Bitcoin currently is? How do you perceive Bitcoin right now?
Yes, let me say that I first heard about Bitcoin, I think, in January. Last year I used to use crypto, maybe Binance and others, but I heard Bitcoin in January. Then Bitcoin is decentralized, not like other currencies. And since January, now I am able to use Bitcoin, but I knew about it in January, meaning it is easy to use. You can learn about it faster, and then use it. You can even know it today, then by tomorrow you know about Bitcoin and you learn about it. Then we have been taken through the course. It is, I think, 3 months now. I've been doing that course, but now I know everything about Bitcoin, from that what's money up to the mining part. So I know more. Felix has taken us through the course, and we have really learned a lot about Bitcoin, even the technical part of it. Then Bitcoin is different from fiat. How you can see inflation, not in Bitcoin, and then other like inventions. Bitcoin give like room to invent. I see Tando guys here, then Bitika also easy to use. So things are going, it's becoming easy to use. Bitcoin becoming, I can describe it as future freedom. Things are changing and it's becoming freedom and norm.
Okay, so to me, learning the course in the core, actually it was not the first time learning about Bitcoin since I had done the Treasure Academy. So coming to the core, first of all, I had a background of being someone who is passionate about the ideas of liberty. And once you go out and you're telling people about freedom, liberty, you know, most of it is into theory, but Bitcoin gave me something like practical. Once I came to take control of my own finances and knowing that Bitcoin is not just digital money, it's a tool for freedom, and yeah, it is decentralized, so meaning I own my money, so it's more of my liberty. How do I want to spend it? Yeah, so my perspective really changed from that. Yeah.
Okay, for me, I perceive Bitcoin as a tool for freedom. We have quite said that a lot today, and and I thank the call for the liberation or the liberty, you can say, and freedom gives you the ability to take control of your finances, because think about this. You've been working hard all your life, you have your money stored in a bank, let's just use the fiat system. You have your money stored in a bank. We all make mistakes. Somehow you get caught up in some mess. The government has the power to go and tell the banks, like, freeze this guy's money. Just like that, your money is gone, you can't even access it. So I like the aspect of Bitcoin whereby you can take charge of your finances, and most importantly, nobody can expose your finances unless it's you.
What was the question again?
Sorry, so like, what's your perspective on Bitcoin right now, since now you know about Bitcoin? Yeah.
Okay, so since I got to know about Bitcoin, I have been a happier person. Like, my life changed so much since I learned about Bitcoin. I think we think about money every single day, and thinking about money from the perspective of Bitcoin, as in money that is literally work. First of all, we in this very fast, like, I think 2025 is, we are living in a really fast world. There's a lot of things to consume. And for me, who has all her money in Bitcoin, I cannot spend my Bitcoin on stupid stuff. And I just think that Bitcoin is good money. It's what we need to adopt, like, maximum. Like, everybody needs to get into this thing. So actually, I'm building a Bitcoin project. It's called Satoshi 53. I am into leadership, and I thought, like Sabina said, get Bitcoin into something that you're already into, and I thought bringing Bitcoin leadership is going to be like, Bitcoin leadership is like the most unique kind of leadership, because it's decentralized. I mean, I call myself the selfish woman. I adopted that name before Bitcoin, but when I got into Bitcoin, it fit perfectly, because it means you're decentralized. You're doing your things by yourself. And now Bitcoin leadership is decentralized leadership. You leading yourself, me leading myself, and you can imagine such a community. It's going to work really well. Also, I think a lot of our anxiety comes from money. And when you think of money from the perspective of Bitcoin, it just goes away. So yeah, I am really, like, I can't stop talking about that. Thank you.
So most importantly, Bitcoin is money, yeah? And again, Bitcoin is freedom. So coming to that realization, so I have one last question, one for my panel here and one for the graduates of course. This one, you may get that depending on how well you answer the question, okay? So I have the question for the graduates. Now, what's money? You can think about it right now so that when you're done, if it's right, we'll give a reward in that, yeah? So back to my panel. So after you realize how important Bitcoin is in your life, I mean, you came to realize that how the hell have I been missing this technology all my life? I mean, I've grown all my life up to where you are, and you have never heard of Bitcoin, you've never used it. So I think it's a technology we want other people to know about, interact with it, use it every day, yeah? So my question is, what will you do, or how will you encourage more people to start using Bitcoin, a tool, a medium of exchange as a store of value? So how will you encourage people to start using Bitcoin?
So
We make it brief, simple, 2-3 sentences. I think we are out of time now.
So, Bitcoin, first, I'm a comrade. So, comrades, you maybe fear that transaction cost because you want to pay something more than 100. If you have 500, you prefer to send it 100, 5 times. So, if you have this Bitcoin and then you have Tando app, I will advise you download Bitcoin, keep your money in form of Bitcoin, then it will going to be free transaction, your money will be decentralized, no one will get your name in the list. You have this, your number, it is free and decentralized, then it is privacy, there's privacy in Bitcoin. And then you go back to the village people don't know about Bitcoin, because I heard that most of them are from the people who are in business. People in the village don't know about it. So I'm the one from here, and then I go back and then tell them this coin is not a scam, this thing is true, and I'm using it. They will just adopt what it is.
Okay, so from my experience in after learning Bitcoin, and to those new, maybe they are looking forward to learn Bitcoin. One is we as graduates, we carry a brand. So what you talk about your experience, what you have learned, and reaching out in terms of marketing in your social media, so that can be one part of making people learn about Bitcoin. And the next one, I think I shared about code 7 of the code, and a friend reached out and said, okay, so what next after learning Bitcoin? Where do I get the Bitcoin? But we see we are having a good news about Bitsacco that is coming. It's coming to make it easier for you to just transfer your money from M-Pesa to whichever wallet that you want to get Bitcoin. So that is the one solution that is bringing. We are not just learning. After learning, we are going to practically use it. We have Tando and so many wallets that are making Bitcoin more easy. So my advice to anyone who wants to learn is first learn, don't listen to rumors, because there is a lot of people who are saying maybe it is a scam but once you learn, then you start practicing it, it just become like your M-Pesa, how you impress M-Pesa and want to use everywhere. That's how you'll be impressing Tando, Bitsacco and all sorts. So yeah, let's see.
So for me, I encourage people to learn about Bitcoin because we got to get the knowledge for free from the core, and we should be fair enough to spread it to the others. And outside this event, I've been privileged to meet quite a number of brilliant minds in the Bitcoin space. I was able to have a chat with Ronnie from Afribit, and I like the fact that he found a way to use Bitcoin to revolutionize a community that had somehow felt like it was left behind. And so yeah, and most importantly, our last question was about how we perceive Bitcoin. As much as it's a liberation tool that gives you liberty to your finances, it's a revolution still. And I'd like to post this as a challenge to each and every one of us. The core was kind enough to offer this knowledge to us for free. And just like any liberation, there must be a revolution, and Bitcoin is one of those. Just as we are invested that much in Bitcoin, there are people who love the fiat system, and they wouldn't like to go down without a fight when push comes to shove. So when that moment comes, let's all rally behind the core and all these brands that are trying to push Bitcoin to the community, because we are their last line of defense. And on that, I'd like to thank everybody that participated to make this Bitcoin journey a real success, from Mi Prima, the core, and all those, Treasure, and all that, yeah.
So, okay. What I'm going to do with Bitcoin after graduating today, I have already started. It's called Satoshi 5.3. It's live like Satoshi. Satoshi whoever that person is, loved humans so much that he brought us an energy that works so good that is literally freeing us from everything, making every single person responsible. I think just one gap in humanity, I think people are not responsible of a lot of things, and if every single person is responsible, I think we'd have a really nice community. So Bitcoin leadership means that we are training Bitcoin educators. I thought if I teach Bitcoin, like it helps you directly, I will have done good work, but teaching you to go and educate other people, it will drive Bitcoin adoption quicker. And I think what we need is a community that sees the world from the lens of Bitcoin. We are starting the first course on 21st of April. I want more Bitcoiners to get into it, and also beginners, because I think Bitcoiners, it's going to be easier for them to already start educating other people because they already have the skill. I think Bitcoin is a confidence booster. For me, I think that's what we need to get to the people. Thank you.
If you're a Bitcoiner and you want to give out a certificate, just come up. You're not talking, you're only handing it over easy. Colin Omusa. Omusa? Okay. Sorry. That one, actually, that person is Anton Onyango. Can you appreciate him?
Let us give him some good round of applause, Jamaica. This is why we are here today. Let us clap for him. Smile, bwana. Ini picha ya leo. Brian. He's walking like a king. Walk like a king. Let us give him some good round of applause. Some good round of applause.
Congratulations, Brian.
You're the picture I can be.
The next person we have Dominic Wanzhao. Represented by Bitsacco. Congratulations, Dominic.
Give him a coffee too.
Congratulations, Dominic.
We are going to eat. We shall eat. Just laugh. The next person on stage, Juliana Akini. Where is Juliana? Let us clap for her. Let us just continue clapping.
Congratulations, Juliana.
You were once clapped for love.
And congratulations to Juliana.
Congratulations, Juliana.
Andrew Waitito. Someone is clapping real hard for you. We have Donald Juma.
Let us clap for Donald. Hey, Donald is working like Raila. Let us just continue clapping together.
Congratulations, Donald.
And the next person on stage is Beatrice Kalivitsi. Let us clap for Beatrice. Wow, she's looking like a Bitcoiner now, eh? Pick up a chair with
Emmanuel Kilu is the next graduate.
Let us clap for Emmanuel Jamani. Some good round of applause for Emmanuel Jamani. Guys, don't be shy. Just clap. You are even shy and clapping. Next on stage is none other than Pascal Wambua. Let us clap. Pascal is no longer going to be in Moscow. Let us clap for Pascal Jamani.
Last our list, Brian Osongo. Brian Osongo, congratulations.
Let us give him some good round of applause. Guys, just clap, we shall eat, I promise you. The food is ready.
At least ready, they don't know that they're not eating.
I will only monitor if they go and clap it.
Thank you so much. Congratulations to BitSavers. Congratulations, Linda. That is cohort 1 of BitSavers. Make sure by the end of this you come back to the front and take photos when people is pleased to go to food. So make sure you come and take a group photo over here. That said, the next people graduating, we have the core graduates kindly follow. This is the legendary cohort graduating the highest number of over 100 graduates from this cohort. Oh, we appreciate the core.
The 6th cohort.
Yes, it's the 6th.
Let us give him some good round of applause, Kevin.
Felix, good job.
Felix, kudos.
Good job. They're all not here like you heard Felix say. The core is international, so most of the other students are from other countries. But Nairobians, we see you. Congratulations.
Anguka nayo. Give me some Manchester United.
Bitcoiners, if you want to hand over, just come up here. Come make sure you encourage these guys.
And right about now, I want to welcome our first graduate. That is Linda Aja. Where is Linda?
Congratulations.
Let us clap for Linda. Where is Linda?
Linda will appear on the next day.
Where is Linda? Linda amechelewa kidogo. She's there.
Give her.
Is she around?
She coming?
Amesema anakuja. Nenda kuleta Bitcoin.
Second person, we have Willie Kipyegon.
Where is Willie Jamaica? Hey! Let us clap for Willie Jamaica. Mtalea mjua Bitcoin. Let us pick up a coffee.
Oh, I'm so sorry. The form of the code requires you to come this way and get a t-shirt from here. So once you get, you just come down this way and grab your t-shirt, okay?
Next on stage is now that Sydney Kiptala. Hey, Sydney Jamaica, Sydney Kiptala. Kiptala Kiptala. Unajili certificate ingine kwa ushago.
Congratulations, Suleiman Yusuf.
Where is Suleiman Yusuf? Makofi kake, picha yake mbili.
And that place is familiar. That place is very familiar.
Now post to go now tag and conference. Bitcoin. The next person was saying is Rosemary Mudori. Hey.
How many are required to be in the photo?
Nimegundua watu wanaita wakujana. Hawako. Next person is now Reynard Omoso. Where is Reynard jamani? Makofi ya Reynard kama hapa kwa nyumba. Kuna majina za Bitcoin jamani. Kidogo tu jina ifanane ya Satoshi.
Congratulations. Next person.
Piga picha ya Twitter. Picha ya Twitter.
Hadi kama angalia system. System ndio inapokea unasimama unapigwa picha, okay? Good job. Njoroge Jenga, congratulations.
Michelle Asami, get ready, Michelle Asami.
Okay, guys who are making videos over there, could it just be one?
We have a special front.
You can get back to your unaweza kuja hapa mbele. Come to the front so that you can make way for people. Njoroge Jenga. Okay.
Okay. Where is Michelle Asami? Let us clap for Michelle. What are you doing? After this, we can tell Michelle to be reminded.
Melanie Wanjiku. I know this one.
You know her? I swear.
Melanie Wanjiku.
She's not around.
She's not around.
I I thought so.
Hey, Caleb Mint.
Caleb, please come.
Let me end your name there. Caleb, okay.
Nice. Lawrence Odaka. Lee.
Congratulations.
Jina kubwa bwana, jina kubwa.
Ken Bosco. Ken Bosco.
Ken Bosco.
What an example. Guys, let me confess something. This man from cohort 1 to cohort 6, he has always brought someone. Like there's someone always graduating because of his orange feeling. Now I'm in your class. So even when we sit out there, you're not going to now he's officially graduated, so let me take this photo, guys.
Guys, I'm not calling my former classmate, Grace Gatua. Where are you, jamani? Pigia msichana wa kofi. Mzee anapenda kusoma, eh? Pigia sasa upeo msichana. Nimekuambia msichana. Pea msichana kwa hiyo, eh?
Congratulations, Joseph Modoni. Joseph Modoni, congratulations. Chemo Kaloa, congratulations.
She's not around. Jaman Mukunzi. Jaman, imekuwa
congratulations.
Makofi kwake bwana.
Congratulations, James Domo. Congratulations, Dom Badungu. Congratulations, James Dumbu.
Makofi kwake akikuja.
Good job.
Guys, mpige makofi, msifanye mtu apoke huko chini ajipate.
Linda, Bitsacco, how was it?
Harold Kipwa, where is Harold Kipwa jameni? Jina kubwa kama hizi kosa kuja graduation. Hey! Harold kuja tu pole pole.
Congratulations Kipwa. Congratulations.
Hey.
Congratulations to Kwamboka Gladys Kwamboka. Congratulations. Na wacha kwa nisome wako.
Ebu, unajua tunatumia energy. Guys. Fidel Castro. Hey, that's right.
Umepiganiwa.
Umefightiwa. Na next time ukumbuke kutaja mwalimu wako bwana.
Congratulations to Emmanuel Wanjala.
Emmanuel Wanjala. Emmanuel, God with us. God with us. Amesema kwa in spirit. David Wafula. David
Congratulations, David.
Omwami. But let us start from one idea. Let us not tell us.
Felix, if this person is not here, Felix, if this person I replace is not here, you go Mr. Joshua. Okay? Brian Joroge, congratulations!
Hey, piga makofi kijana. Kuna kufanya kweli. Ili graduation yake ya ukweli.
Congratulations!
Hey, Bonani John, let us give you come to Bonani John in the house. Bonani anakuja.
Bernard Bernard, congratulations! Hey, who are happy?
Brian Kereu in the house. Let us give you come to Brian, guys. This is not easy.
It's one of them. Congratulations. Alvin Okia, congratulations. Yeah, umesikiza majina, where Alvin Okia?
Who's giving up to Alvin Okia?
That's Bitcoin baby.
Albert Shea, where is Albert Shea in the house? Let's give it up for Albert Shea. Bitcoin Kaka. Guys, lapa nitawaambia wote. Mnaweza kuwa mnaweza kula kama wewe.
This is the grand, the legendary people. So there are many people. Congratulations to Aaron Omar.
Hey, let's give it up for Festus Mapeu. Festus Mapeu in the house. Next time nikija mtu hivi akose nitakasirika. Festus anasema amekasirika.
Run.
Kumbe yako.
Congratulations, Festus.
Let's give it up for Festus, guys. Kamau in the house. Kamau is coming. I feel like he's coming. He is coming. Kamau is coming. I feel like he's coming. Kamau, are you coming? He's not coming. Viola Corinne in the house. Thanks, Viola, guys. Let's give it up for Viola. A very courageous girl indeed. A very selfish woman. Guys, let's clap for her. Guys, and all the way from Nyanza, Homa Bay, Sierra County. Give it up for Stephen Over. Where is Stephen Over? Stephen, you're just there. Hey. And of course, I don't know if this is a beautiful or handsome name, but Royster Mungai, where are you? Royster Mungai in the house. We are calling upon Royster Mungai. We shall wait for you later. Where is Rodney Tessere?
Mufasa is in the house. We have Raymond Silva. Congratulations.
The champion, the conqueror. You have conquered. And of course, we have Maurice Nyaba in the house. Maurice, please. Michelle Wanjiku in the house. Where is Michelle?
Congratulations, Michelle. We have Margaret Nipa.
Where is Margaret? She's coming. Guys, she's coming. Clap for that one. She's coming, guys. Look at her. Clap for her. She's coming.
Congratulations.
What, guys? Clap. She has me watching. She can see people. Guys, we have Lexi Kimati in the house. Where is Lexi Kimati? Hey, Lexi, we made a lot of process already. The college at
Guys, the man I keep introducing and does not appear every time I introduce him. Mitch from Afribit. Mitch, and finally, Mitch, come here. I said you owe me Satoshi.
You owe us Satoshi.
I introduce you, you are not here. Clap for him as he comes to the stage.
Next on stage is none other than Kennedy Mwanza. Congratulations, Who did it for Chelsea?
You are giving the next 5 because I never get to see you.
Hey, guys, can you give me the tour in the house?
Yeah, really more tour.
Give me that to tell me the tour. Hey.
Jeff Canal very good point.
James, why? Where is James? Why? Pigeni James why na kofi.
Jacinta Cheruto.
Graham Ottawa. Hey, clap for him.
Congratulations, Grace Ayuma. Grace Ayuma, congratulations.
Grace Ayuma, guys.
Congratulations.
And of course, she's going to be escorted by Bitsacco. George, you go happy. George, taking this one. George, taking this one with you.
Okay, the ladies, we have Aston Jerry.
Give it up for Aston Jerry, guys. She's the house. We have Elsie Mbata. Where is Elsie?
Elsie, woo!
We are clapping for you. These are your flowers.
We have another lady, Cynthia Nabwire. Karibuni Adibu. Hey, Cynthia Nabwire. Karibuni Bats. Congratulations, Clinton Wekesa. Congratulations, Clinton.
Clinton Wekesa. Not in the house.
Kama Brian umeamua, Brian na Bitcoin na Badala. Brian Nyamori.
Where's Brian? He's coming. He will come. Benjamin Wangai. This one must be the house.
Benjamin is in the house.
Benjamin.
Sasa Benjamin, mbona umekaa mbali guys?
Benjamin yawa.
Don't fall down.
Usiangukie Manchester United.
Congratulations. Beaches Atieno.
Bernard in the house. Andrew Waititu. Our next president. Andrew. Ayuko. Alex Moreni. Albert, keep your ring. Let us give it up to Albert, he's in the house. Albert.
Congratulations, Albert. Kireda. Congratulations.
Some names association with the certificate. Felix Mreki. We are waiting for Bitcoin babies. I want that one. Karen. Omondi.
Karen, congratulations. It's a Karen in the sea. Congratulations.
Let us give it up for Karen. Nice. And that has been the award of graduates.
We are the graduates for this cohort 6. Now the first cohort kutoka kwa BitSaver sama AR. So feel motivated, feel as a Bitcoiner, jibambe. Whenever time you feel like unaweza taka kujiachilia, feel free and do so. Whenever time you're ready, Mr. DJ, press play. Leta ngoma Celesta. What is that?
Rich boy on the beat.
Everyone else, feel free to move your money. It's all Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Everywhere nobody out there. 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 Everybody, feel free to move your body. Everywhere nobody out there.
everywhere globally. Feel free, feel free. It's all about decentralization. Nobody can run your money. You ready for yourself. That's why today, we need you for you. Everywhere globally. Usikule tuna macho, hakikisha unakula pia. Unadaiwa kula kidogo tu. Bitcoin, everywhere globally. Bitcoin, 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 everywhere globally. Bitcoin, 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 everywhere globally. Bitcoin, 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 everywhere globally. Make sure we put that kitu hapa ndani, to all graduates. Very curious. That was my time meeting someone from AfribitKibera. Very curious. Oh, photographer, thank you. We are all Bitcoiners. We do this because of Bitcoin. Mbarikiwe, asanteni sana.